Good morning, this is Jack from the Art of Chart.net, and this is the pre-market recording for Tuesday, the 19th of May. Now, this morning, the situation looks a little different. We've retested the highs on some of these, they're not all, so I'll be talking about those. And it looks like we're setting up for a retracement. We have 60-minute sell signals fixed on all of them, all of the indices. You've got them on ES, NQ, RTY, YM, DAX, and DXY50. Could we go back and retest yesterday's highs to set up negative divergence on the bigger picture charts? Yes, but we don't need to, and my feeling is we're probably not, though ideally we will see an AM high to sell. But here we are. Now, I'll be talking more about this on the RTH charts, because basically we've got two main options here now that we're in this inflection point. But the first is that we fell here, and this is a double top. Not a bad setup for that here. I'd expect to see a retracement, then a retest if we do that, i.e. this retracement on the sell signals, and then a retest, and then we would make that decision. So I think we're starting that retracement. Stan reckons we're in a 3 back. He's probably right. And he's looking for support low 2900s. Let's have a look at NQ, where the position is very small. Although that arrow is moved, which is slightly annoying. But so nice looking double top. 60-minute sell signal fixed. RTY hasn't yet retested the high, this high here, and this does look like a flag, and I'm expecting that to be done, but it doesn't need to be done now. That can be done later. We can do the retracement and then do that. The same applies to YM, which got closer to the retest but didn't quite make it, and DAX and ESTX. All of them are on 60-minute sell signals, and I think ideally after an AM high this morning, we're going to head down 40 or 50 points, do that retracement, which is very much needed, and that will give us some structure on the bigger picture charts, which hopefully will illuminate which way it's going to go when it retests. Now, I haven't got a lot of structure here at the moment, and the reason is I need retracements for trend lines. So I suspect my trend line is going to be coming off either here or here, but we will see. I think this was an inverted head and shoulders. Obviously, it's broken up and made target more or less the same move. We've got a 15-minute sell signal fixing, nice looking double top. What I would say is we've still got this channel. I was talking about this on Chart Chat on Sunday, and we've got this channel here, and until this channel is broken, well, this channel is going to need to be broken to open the downside. I've currently got that support in the 2810 area approximately. So this is rising at about 10 or 15 handles a day, and this will need to be broken to avoid the upside. Now, in terms of the upside scenario, I think we'd really need some sort of retracement and a retest, set up divergence, and then go on the hourly chart. I think here we're down to these arrows here. I'm expecting to see a retracement, retest, and then we make this decision. So we've got the 50-hour moving average is now in the 2885 area. That's not a level I'm expecting to see broken today, but I'd be delighted to see it retested because that would be a nice looking long entry. So in terms of the daily chart, obviously we've got back over the daily middle band. We've confirmed the close yesterday. I'm not expecting that to be threatened today. We will see. We're not close to any kind of a sell signal here, and I'm not expecting to be in the near future. In terms of the level of resistance we've got here, the two main options we've got here are either fail here, which would effectively be able to fail at the weekly middle band, or alternatively, we can head up and do the 3100 target, which is the one I've been talking about on and off, and also do at the same time the NDX target, which would be this one, the megaphone target. Now that should be approximately a match with NQ heading up, NDX heading up and testing this megaphone resistance, which is currently at about the 10,100 area. That's the area I'd really be looking at. Because this is the best pattern we've got on the bigger picture. So I'd be watching that very carefully. Right, on SPX, notice from weekly middle band not far above, would breaking a version of that suggest the downside argument is over. Aha! Someone else has noticed a weekly middle band. In terms of the downside argument, no, I think we're going to be going to lower lows regardless. History says strongly we are. I don't think the Fed can probably prevent that. And I think most of the good news that people are looking at now is bullshit, like the vaccine. One small test involving 8 people shows promising results. Really? wow. It doesn't take a lot to get people all cheered up. But the thing is, that is a long way from a vaccine. And I think historically, with an economic shock like this, we always make a lower low, pretty much. Well, always have historically. It's only a relatively small sample of 5 or so, but it's never not done that in the history of the SPX. But in terms of whether it opens up the next target area, sure. Can we spend 6 months potentially kicking around between 2,500, 2,600 and 3,100? Yeah, we could. I'm not expecting to make new all-time highs. That would be unprecedented, though I do have a scenario for doing that. But I would expect to see a pretty hard fell from there. And that would be the Janus flag scenario, where we would make the retest here, come down, make a lower low, and then reject back up. I'm not expecting to see that really, but I mean, I'm considering it as a possibility, but if not, it's far from the top of the list in terms of what seems most likely. This is, yeah, I know, but the fact is, people are irrational. I mean, people have been talking about, oh, well, only when the last Fed bear has given up, then, can the market go down? Well, that's just horseshit as well. I mean, the fact is, you don't have to kill the last bull before the market can go up. There's always loads of them, and there's loads of them saying the Fed will wave its magic wand and make everything fine. Historically, there's really no precedent for that, and there's no reason to think they would be able to do that. But the fact is, there's a lot of faith that they'll do it in the market. There's a lot of hope in the market. Whenever there's a whisper of something that looks vaguely promising on the vaccine front, the market rises 100 points. This is kind of like phony war, really. I mean, when the British and the Germans declared war on each other in World War II, there was a period of about 6 months, almost, well, 6 8 months, when it was the phony war, when they were at war, but nothing was actually happening. Now, the fact is, the economy is wrapping itself around a tree at the moment, and I'm hoping that they're going to take measures to try and ensure that happens. I suppose it's more going to be about reopening the economy and just taking the hit on COVID, rather than hoping that a vaccine happens at some point in the next few months. It's historically, with an economic shock like this, there is no precedent for not making a lower low. The question is, from where? Is there an argument for getting to 3,100 and doing it from there? Yeah, there is. And really on NDX here, you're looking at it. It's the technical argument is that we're going to head up to that megaphone resistance, and then we're going to come back. And I think that may well happen. I've been talking about this for about 3 weeks. I first mentioned this on a post about 3 weeks ago, I think. And it's a possibility. We're closer now, and look at the weekly middle band here. I'm always watching the weekly middle bands on a wide variety of instruments. Break up over the weekly middle band, beautiful back test, up. This has opened up this target, but it's still likely to be a resistance. This is a beautiful megaphone, and when we get to resistance, I'm expecting it to turn. We will see. But I think this is the main area of resistance here, weekly middle band. If we reverse here, then we got a nice looking double top, and we head down and we do at least a very serious retracement. If we don't, and we break over the weekly middle band and convert that to support, then 3,100 is eminently doable, and we're probably going to do it. All right, moving on. Okay, DX. DX surprised me yesterday because we had DX and GC both fall hard, basically, as market was going up. So maybe Stan's right. I find it difficult to believe this could be sustained for long, but it certainly was the case yesterday. We have broken down, but we've got a 60-minute buy signal. Market's likely to be pulling back today. DX looks like it's going to be going up, and GC as well. ZB has broken rising support here. We're still really in the consolidation range. We haven't broken out of it. I've got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing, looking for a bounce. CL, no current divergence, although that would change if we retested this high. It looks like a flag to go higher. The next big resistance area for me is in the 35 area. I can show you on the bigger picture chart, but you can see the resistance there already. That's a big area. And having got to this area here, we're probably going to make it. But I've got a bit of possible trendline resistance here. Who knows? It might turn. Certainly, supply is still outweighing demand. NG, nice looking double bottom. Made the first target yesterday. We've got slightly asymmetric, so we got 2 targets. Probably going to make the top target today. We've got a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed, and we've got a full size one brewing. So we will see how that goes. May well be reversing today. GC, nice looking week 60-minute buy signal fixed, nice looking double bottom. Looks like we might see, at least see a rally into the 1755 to 60 area. SI, coming back in for a retest of the high, I think could be the second high of a double top. HG, may well be the second high of a double top. Watching to see USD. We've got a sell signal here matching the buy signal on DX, and I'm expecting to see some downside here. Obviously, got to negotiate its way through monthly pivot support at 1.0905. GBP USD hitting trendline resistance, possible 60-minute sell signal brewing. USD JPY. No current divergence. Broken over the monthly pivot, heading towards the annual pivot at 108.51. But could this be a double top? Technically, yes, but this is probably a pattern of some kind forming. Maybe a channel. Going to be having a look at that later. USD CAD, a weak 60-minute buy signal is fixed. Looks like it's going to see at least a rally. Australian dollar, this still looks like a flag or a triangle forming pretty close to retest the high. If we see that retest the high, that could be the second high of a double top. No current divergence on NZ. KC, rallying a little, looks like a flag, expecting this to go down and retest these lows, this one here and the one at 1.03 that's just dropped off the chart. SB, leaning long here. We've still got a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed. We're still going up. CC, I'm wondering about a triangle here. Could be a triangle. Waiting to see what happens. I've redrawn the support trend line. That's now at 23.75. ZW. Some possible trend line support here. It's not terribly strong, but we are on a weak 60-minute buy signal. Could well see a rally here. I've got declining resistance in the 512 area. On corn, we've got pretty close to the monthly pivot. Still looks like an overall flag forming. Soy rallying a bit before it probably goes down. So keeping an open mind, we don't have any divergence on either of those. Live cattle still looks like a flag forming, and HE has broken over, or has it? Yeah, it's broken over declining resistance. Sorry, it's been moving my trend lines. So we have got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing. No, it's fixed. I've got a 60-minute buy signal. It's only weak, but we may well see a larger rally here. We will see. Okay, any more questions, guys? ES recap. Okay, ES, NQ, RTY, YM, ESDX, and DAX all have 60-minute sell signals fixed. I'm expecting them to deliver. Looking for stands and retracement and then a retest of the high. When we get back to the retest of the high, really we've got an inflection point, just switching over to SPX for it. Oh, well, my pleasure as always, guys. It's so the inflection point we've got the weekly middle band, and that is the resistance we are testing at the moment. That may hold. Equally, it may fold. If it holds, then we're going to make a double top here and fail, but we probably retest the high to make 60-minute negative divergence and then fail from there. If we're going to break over it, then that opens up the possible high in the 3100 area. The possible IHS target in the 3100 area, and it also opens up this target on NDX I've talked about on and off on post for a few weeks, which is this megaphone target, which is currently in the 10,100 to 150 area. That is the main target I would be looking at here rather than the SPX one. If we make that target, I'd be expecting to find resistance there and a fail. But this is the alternate bull scenario I've been looking at for a while. What we do is we fail here, we back test, and then we make the decision. But this is the inflection point. We will see. All right, great. Cheers, guys. In that case, if that's it, that's a wrap. My pleasure, guys. I'm looking for an AM high this morning. If we get a 1-minute sell signal of that high, we'll be calling it. If weekly middle band holds on SPX, would it be the right hold of a head and shoulders? Wait a second. I'm not sure I know what you mean. It couldn't be because it's a new high. Yeah, so it could be the head. We might have a part-formed head and shoulders formed if we fail there, but it couldn't be the right shoulder of a head and shoulders. That wouldn't be possible. But we could still use this neckline here. But equally, we'd have pretty good looking double top, and we might well just use that. All right, cheers, guys. Catch you later.